We waited for like over 12 hours to get seats, and luckily, mission accomplished.
The capes aren't coming off just yet. It's the final day of Comic-Con, and the lines were no joke yesterday getting to Hall H. There were several big announcements. Good morning, and thanks for joining us on this Sunday. Several people told us they waited at least 10 hours to get inside, and at the end of that wait was a highly anticipated Marvel Studios panel. So our Central San Diego reporter Yasmin Ludi shows us all the excitement yesterday.
Hall H has the most fun, amazing amount of Hollywood new information, like what's going to be happening and when, what movies are happening, what previews are happening.
Jesse Bowers has been making the trip to Comic-Con since 2012, and he has the collection of badges to show it.
These were the badges back then. 2012, 2013.
This year, he was one of hundreds of fans who waited more than 12 hours for a seat inside Hall H, where studios like Marvel revealed details about highly anticipated movies. Fans say the wait is always worth it.
It's fun, it's very exciting. Definitely for Hall H, it's great. Get to see a lot of friends that we've made over the years.
While some fans have high expectations for Marvel's return to Hall H, others say Comic-Con isn't just about the movies or the costumes.
I get to hang out with 130,000 of my closest friends. This is my Nerd Olympics.
For fans like Jerry McCormick, who have been coming to the con for 25 years, it's about friendship, community, and traditions built along the way.
You get to catch up, and then you get to share like nerdy things like comic books, and this year Marvel is going to hopefully give us something worth waiting that we waited all this time for, so fingers crossed.
Year after year, more than 130,000 fans attend Comic-Con, proving it's not just a convention, it's a reunion. Covering Central San Diego, Yasmin Ludi, ABC 10 News.
And the superheroes aren't the only ones patrolling the crowds in downtown. Volunteers and undercover officers were working together to stop human trafficking. And advocates say large events often attract people looking to buy illicit sex, and there are signs to look out for.
We should watch for people who seem to be very controlled. They don't have any smile. If you say hi to them, there's an adult or someone who will jump in and interrupt you. They won't get you close to have a conversation. Maybe that person is being trafficked.
And a similar undercover sting during Comic-Con last year led to 13 arrests. Officials say you should call the National Human Trafficking Hotline you see on your screen if you see anyone who appears to be controlled against their will. And with Gaslamp packed with Comic-Con goers, the city just announced new rideshare pickup zones aimed at keeping traffic moving and improving safety during the nightlife hours. The geofence stops rideshare drivers from picking up passengers on 5th Avenue between Market and E Streets from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. on Friday and Saturday nights. So riders will need to walk to one of the 14 designated pickup locations outside the restricted area. And some longtime local Uber drivers are worried these restrictions will cause more confusion.
People from Comic-Con have their big bags, they have costumes. They don't want to walk all the way to a designated pickup spot, nor do they know where their pickup spots are.
So he worries it will lead to canceled rides and lost income. Still, the city believes this new system will help alleviate traffic and keep riders safe. Well, pretty soon it's going to cost you more to ride public transit in San Diego. This week, Sandag approved a price hike for MTS and North County Transit District. For MTS, a one-way bus or trolley trip will go up from $2.50 to $3, and the increase takes effect on October 1st. There will also be another hike to $3.25 next October. Well, Waymo's driverless cars are involved in far fewer crashes compared to human drivers. That's according to a new study from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. So the study broke down crash rates in 4 different cities from 2021 to 2024. And researchers found Waymos were involved in 68% fewer crashes than human drivers. Crash rates were 76% lower in Phoenix, 71% lower in LA, and 35% lower in San Francisco. They were actually 4% higher, though, in Austin, Texas. And Waymo says the study is an important addition to the ongoing research on autonomous vehicle safety. Waymos are set to come to San Diego this year. However, no exact date has been announced, and the company has already been testing out of its vehicles in the city. And breaking news overnight in Germany, a horrible scene as police say a van plowed into a pride parade in Berlin. One person was killed and more than a dozen others were injured. Investigators believe the attacker used a machete. ABC's News foreign correspondent Britt Clennett has the latest.
This morning, an intense manhunt underway in Germany. Police say they know who plowed a van into the dense crowd at one of Europe's biggest pride celebrations, killing at least one person, injuring 16 others, several with life-threatening injuries. Hundreds of thousands packed the streets of Berlin for Christopher Street Day. 80 floats, hours of music, and 2,200 police on duty tasked with keeping it safe. But just before 10 last night, police say a white van sped through Tiergarten Park, right alongside the parade route, slamming into people before hitting a tree. The driver and maybe others running off. Ambulances rushing to the scene, witnesses telling police not all victims were hit by the van, some were stabbed. Berlin police say the 21-year-old suspect is known to them. Investigators have not shared a possible motive, but say he has ties to local Islamist groups. Berlin's mayor saying this is an attack on our free and cosmopolitan society. Now, just last week, Germany raised the security alert to high, warning that plans to attack the country were clearly discernible. And on the search, police are using helicopters, including thermal imaging at night. Police advise the public not to approach the suspects as they may be armed and dangerous. Britt Clennett, ABC News, London.
Federal data is giving us a clearer picture of immigration enforcement in San Diego County. More than 16,000 people have been apprehended by ICE since the start of President Trump's second term. And now, as community patrol groups report seeing more activity in North County, legal advocates say they're working to help families navigate the aftermath. ABC 10 News reporter Olivia Gonzalez-Britt has more.
A pickup truck with tools and lunchboxes still inside, and a workday that never finished. That's what community volunteers found after 2 men were detained by immigration agents last week at this construction site in a North County neighborhood. The incident comes as ICE data shows more than 16,000 people were apprehended in San Diego County between January 20th, 2025 and April 1st of 2026, a period of just over 14 months. In response to the uptick in detentions, some volunteers have formed community patrol groups to document immigration enforcement activity and help families after detentions. One North County volunteer who asked not to be identified because he fears retaliation told me members don't interfere with federal operations. He tells me they observe enforcement activity, alert the community when detentions happen, and connect families with legal resources.
Anytime the community comes together to support one another, I think we're doing what we're supposed to do.
Ariel Golden lives on the same street where last week's detention happened. She says the incident was a wake-up call for many neighbors who didn't realize immigration enforcement was happening so close to home.
It makes you question what's really happening and kind of opens your eyes to what the community is going through.
The Department of Homeland Security defends its enforcement efforts. In a statement, a DHS spokesperson tells me ICE is carrying out President Trump's immigration agenda by targeting people in the country illegally, adding that, quote, nearly 70% of ICE arrests are of illegal aliens charged or convicted of a crime in the U.S.
It's a scary time for a lot of people, especially it's not even just people that are undocumented. It's also people that are with status that we're seeing being swept up in these arrests and raids. It's people that are in the process. So I think if anything in this scary time for everyone, what it's done is really enable our communities to come together, get to know each other, and say, we want to protect every one of our neighbors.
Tammy Lynn with USD's Immigration Clinic says her clinic regularly helps families understand their rights, connects them with trust legal resources, and assists them in locating detained loved ones. She tells me that can take time because it may be up to 24 hours before someone appears in ICE's system after being taken into custody.
It will take some time before they're found. Otherwise, it takes up to like 24 hours or so before we can probably even find them in any type of system with ICE. It takes a while for them to get processed.
As immigration enforcement continues, she says being informed and prepared, even if that just means memorizing one family member's phone number, can help families navigate an unexpected detention. In San Diego, Olivia Gonzalez, Britt, ABC 10 News.